Toasty, you say? It's only going to be 80. Where are we off to today? Well, it's a beautiful day, and Miriam came up with an idea, and I'm going to let her talk about where we're going. But it feeds into one of my things that I love. So, Miriam, take it away.
So it is going to be a great day. Sunday, we are off for In Search of Q, going to meet up with some friends and get a good dose of wind therapy, which I always am up for. So I love this early fall weather. So it's going to be awesome. Thanks for tagging along.
Well, if you follow our channel, you'll know that I have a thing for barbecue. And it does really make a difference what kind of barbecue is, as long as it's being good barbecue. Whether it be Texas style, St. Louis style, North Carolina style, or a blend of them, all of the above. And it's amazing we're going to go for lunch in a faraway city just to have some barbecue. Back in the day where I used to fly airplanes, we used to have this phenomenon called the $100 hamburger. We would fly somewhere and just have a hamburger and fly back, counting the cost of the aircraft gas and the meal. But, it was great fun. Of course, I've also had the $100 cup of coffee. Fly somewhere for coffee and fly back. It gives you an excuse just to go fly. And I think today is just an excuse to go ride the Spyder. Miriam tagged me and said, "Hey, it's going to be a beautiful day. Let's take the day off and go ride the Spyder." And I said, "Yes, please." The most direct route from our home up to our destination today would be pretty much the interstate till we get up into the middle part of Hampton, and then take US 17 over to Gloucester. I really don't like driving through the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, Newport News and Hampton and Norfolk. It's congested. Oftentimes there's breakdowns and other slowdowns and road construction. It's troublesome. So given the option, I prefer to take the back road. So we've jogged over to take US 17 over as far as we can go.
So this is the first of 4 rivers that we're going to cross today. It's the Nansemond River in Suffolk. Some lovely homes along the shore here. And always interesting to me, the home in the middle. Not sure if you can see it clearly, but what an interesting lifestyle that would be to live in the middle of a river. This is the James River, about 4 miles wide at this point. I think which is the widest point of the river. We had crossed the river a few weeks ago on our way to the Shenandoah National Park, but that was up closer to Richmond, so it was not nearly as wide. The watershed of the James River actually extends to the Blue Ridge Mountains, so it covers quite a large territory. If you look off to the right, you might be able to make out part of Newport News shipbuilding, which really came into its own back during World War II, and I guess really is credited with the formation of the city of Newport News. Not sure if there would have been a city without Newport News shipbuilding, back in the day. For 8 years, I worked for the city of Newport News, which was my office was located a couple miles further east from the shipyard. So I have a lot of nostalgic memories of driving past the shipyard every day on my way to work. Actually, even today, we spend a lot of time crossing the James River because that's what separates Southside Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Chesapeake, from the peninsula where Newport News and Hampton and Poquoson are located. We are approaching Yorktown. In fact, you can't see it, but if you look to the right behind those trees is the Yorktown battlefield. if you're into American Revolutionary War history, that's really kind of cool place to visit. They have a really nice biking trail, or you can drive it in your car if you prefer. But we are approaching the Coleman Bridge, and hopefully when we get closer, if you look to the right, you'll get a peek at Riverwalk, which is kind of the riverfront area of Yorktown, where there's some nice shops and restaurants and things like that. Lots of yummy seafood there. The great thing about the restaurant we're visiting today is, John is all about the barbecue, but I am much more of a seafood fan. So today we're going to a place that offers both. So it's kind of a win-win. On the other side of the bridge is Gloucester, which is our destination today. So the name of this bridge is the Coleman Bridge. It was actually privately funded, which is kind of unusual in our area. One time we took a tall ship cruise on the York River with some friends, and we learned all about the construction of the bridge and the different points of interest on both Yorktown and Gloucester. Gloucester strikes me as having kind of a slower pace of life. I think a lot of people actually work in Hampton and Newport News, so they have to cross the river every day, which must be a bit of a nuisance because it is a drawbridge, so sometimes you have to you get kind of stuck, have to wait for the bridge to complete its lift. And there is a toll, but amazingly, it's just 85 cents for motorcycles, and you only pay one way. So our restaurant is just on the other side of the bridge. It's called Scoots. So we should come upon it pretty quickly. I hope John knows where it is because I really have no idea.
I think one of the reasons they have a toll, not just to pay for the bridge upkeep, because there's no toll going back the other way, it's just a toll coming in. It's to uses not only as an income source, but as a barrier to keep development down. Because once you're on the side, it gets developed pretty quickly. And we're here. So our destination today is Scoots Barbecue in Gloucester Point, just off of US 17, just on the other side of the York River Bridge. It's a cozy little place with a pretty good selection of food. I chose the pulled pork barbecue, and Miriam elected to have fried oysters.
Camp Oakey Drive, there's got to be a story there. Going to get another view of the York River. No toll from this direction, interestingly. Had a bit of a shower while we were eating lunch, but we kind of welcome the moisture. It's warm on the way up.
Well, we're on our way back south. And getting across the bridge again. We're going to need to come up here and just do a special trip just to Yorktown. That's a nice little place to visit. You know, I've often wanted to overnight up here. One of the interesting things about Yorktown, it is also the end of the Trans-America Bicycle Trail. Yes, there is a bicycle route that goes all the way across the United States of America. and you really can't, see if we can see it once you get on top of the bridge. There's a statue marking the end of the Revolutionary War over there in Yorktown. And the statue, at the base of the statue, is where you can barely see the top of it, over top of the trees, just to my left. Right there is where the Trans-America Trail stops or starts, depending on your perspective. Now, the Trans-America Trail is also called U.S. Bicycle Route 76 because it was created in 1976, the year of the anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, which is how fitting. It stops in Yorktown, where the Revolutionary War ended. You know, as a younger guy, I didn't know of its existence until maybe 10 years ago. And as a younger guy, I may have attempted to take that bicycle route. Although it is still possible, it is very time consuming, and as a 62-year-old guy, it's not likely. We'll have to do it on the Spyder. So my opinion of the place was pretty good. It was a pretty good queue. Portions were good, flavorful, lean. The meat was lean. I had chopped pulled pork. Miriam had fried oysters, and she really enjoyed those. It's a trend that I've noticed, the last 20 years, that barbecue places do not put sauce on their barbecue. They let the patron do it. And they typically will have a variety of sauces they offer. And that's fine. The only thing is, I have of the philosophy that barbecue is best served after it's marinated in the sauce for a while, to have the meat actually absorb the flavor. So to add it on while you're eating it, it's not as good as the marinated type. But you don't know what your customers are going to want, and you can't offer that many different types of barbecue. But this place had a good selection of brisket, pulled pork, and not a bad selection. Pretty good. So, all in all, I would say it's a good experience. I am still searching for the perfect barbecue. I may never find it, but I sure am having a good time looking for it.
Well, guys, we do appreciate you tagging along today for our little Spyder ride up to Gloucester, Virginia to check out some barbecue. We're going to head it on back to the house, put her in the garage. And as a little bit of a teaser, we want to let you know that we still have another big trip planned for this year. Not as grand as the Asphalt Odyssey, but nevertheless, a trip of significant noteworthiness, if that's even a word. Where are we going? Well, I'll tell you this much. It's on the other side of the Mississippi River. Way on the other side. Y'all take care. Thanks for watching.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up.
If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Feel free to leave a comment below.